This is not going to be a quick job.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my Bountiful Acre. My name's Sue and today is a super exciting day because we're finally starting our kitchen garden. Let's take a look. I've brought you up here because it's incredibly windy outside, and from here you can see that we've marked out the space with stakes. That centre stake with the tape measure is going to be the heart of the kitchen garden. It lines up perfectly with this beautiful willow tree. Just shelter from the wind a little bit, it's really blowy today, but at least it's not raining yet. We had another delivery of wood. I'm going to have to start taking shares out, I think, at the builders merchants. These are the posts. They look quite short there, but actually they're 8 foot long, and they are to make the arbour around the central area. As you can see, Bonnie's had a haircut, very professionally done by me. Doug is cracking on with various bits and bobs. So, as I was saying before the wind interrupted us, we've marked out the centre point and the edges of the kitchen garden with stakes. At first it actually looked a bit off, but that's because the hedge sits on a bit of an angle to the house. So instead we've aligned everything with the centre of the back door, because this is where we'll walk out into the space under the arbour. What do we think, Bells? Is it going to work? As you can see, Doug's brought a new tool to help us with the job. It's a DeWalt multi-tool, and it's hopefully going to help us cut the notches for the top bars. Right, first job, fixing the frame together. Right. Oh, it's much warmer in here. You coming in, Bon? Good girl. I'm being a little bit naughty because I really ought to be freezing outside with Doug, hadn't I? But it's so toasty and warm in here and I've got coffee, you know? I think I might get away with it for 10 minutes. Quick update. As you can see, everything is growing really well. I'm really pleased, especially with these ones. It's starting to get a little bit overwhelming. There's so many things to keep on top of. This mini greenhouse has been brilliant for germinating seeds and giving them that extra little bit of warmth. These are the seeds I sowed for the grow along with So Chatty. They are cathedral bells. They've grown really quickly. All the plants that I potted on from Farmer Gracie have greened up beautifully. Inspector Bonnie doing her usual, checking out if the soil's edible or not. So these are the cathedral bells that I've been growing, but I'm going to transplant these two bigger ones on. I'm going to give them each a 4-inch pot. So my usual mix of peat-free compost and vermiculite. Quite big. Okay. Pop it in and top it up. Okay, into the watering tray. Do you think I could get away with saying these are part of the vegetable garden? Because we are building an arbour and, you know, it'll need climbing plants. I might have to go outside and help shortly. While Doug's still distracted, I am also going to quickly sow a tray of zinnias State Fair. I'll put a picture on the screen for you of what they look like. But this won't take me very long. Oh, he's looking at me. That looks like he needs help. Fabulous big seeds for these. Space them out the best I can. Well, I can't hide in the greenhouse all day. Even though it's lovely and warm, I really do have to go and show willing and help build my vegetable garden. That's the area marked out for chiselling with the new gadget. We're going to cut thin slots into this chunk of wood because it's quite big to make it easier to chisel out. So what he's currently creating is a post like this one, which has a notch out of it for the horizontal beam to go across the top. I've just taken delivery of two of the biggest plant boxes I've ever seen. But you can't guess what's in them. There we go. This one's got lovely green shoots. Oh yes, there's lots of blossom buds coming on this one. That's lovely. This one, however, is looking a bit dead. That's very handy that it's got a handle. We did take possession of one cider apple and one crab apple. I struggled a little bit to find a pollination group that matched the Dabinet cider apple because it's a pollination group 5, but apparently crab apples will cross-pollinate everything. Look at the colour of the apples on that, and it'll make a fabulous jelly, but whether I'm going to get any of it done before it starts pouring with rain, I don't know. I think the storm's coming. All of these twigs have blown off the willow tree. I can, of course, put them all in the bottom of the raised bed when it's built. And a big gust of wind just blew my hat off and it started raining. So we're just collecting things in quickly till the rain passes. Rain stops play. It's howling. Right, we're back again after a bit of a storm, to be honest, and we are back to positioning the one bed that we've built, which is not as easy as it may sound. The paths are feeling a little bit narrow when we mark it out, so I might just have to make the central bed a bit smaller. And there we have the first long side, the end, and then it'll return round in an L shape. Inside or outside?
Outside. 1200.
No, it's not quite 1200.
It's close enough.
Let's take my spade. It's really muddy and squelchy. Oh, watch out, watch out! It needs to come down at your end a little bit.
The sun has finally come out and it's actually starting to look like something. I think I'm going to make the path a little bit wider around this central area by making the centre bed slightly smaller. I don't want it to feel too claustrophobic once everything's grown up around you.
First one's in. One last look while the sun's still out. Tomorrow's another day.
I've actually been at a funeral today, so I left Doug to get on with things. And in my absence, he's built this bed running parallel to the central one. This one's just a single height, not a double like the middle area, but the pergola will carry on along here to the end of this bed. He's done a good job, hasn't he? While Doug's been digging for the next post, he's found something. It looks like some kind of metal hook right where we need the next post to go. And while trying to get it out, this happened.
My one and only spade is no more. There's always something sent to try us, eh?
I'm hoping I can postcrete all of these corners in and crack on filling the bed once Doug goes back to work.
It almost looks like an old scythe or something, except not sharp. Wow, that is a big piece of metal. Any ideas what it might be? It's wrought iron by the looks of things. I've just lugged that bag of postcrete over to the building area, and I think half of it has gone off, even though it says the bag's waterproof. So I think it's already turned to concrete, so that's going to be useless. It seems that at the moment everything's going wrong. We're both really quite tired now. I've had 2 funerals in 2 days, which are mentally exhausting if nothing else. It is entirely possible that this week's project will not get to the stage that I was hoping it would be. So of course, on the days when you are unable to be in the greenhouse because of other commitments, the sun decides to shine. So I literally got back and spent the first hour watering everything. So as you can see, the windows are open. I'm praying that the wind doesn't return, because that will just mean I've got to take all the gas struts out as well. I'll see how I feel in the morning. If I've got any energy, I'll go and buy some new postcrete and get at least that island middle bed done to end this video. If not, it might very well be a ... to be continued.
As a little distraction, seeing as I can't do the postcrete, I thought I'd put on my ponytail glasses. And to be honest, I do find this bit really therapeutic. They've grown so quickly and I'm completely running out of trays. It's a bit of a sanity-saving hobby, isn't it, gardening? So, this is where we've got to. Not quite what I had planned, but actually, considering the week we've had, I'm pretty pleased with that. There's still quite a lot to do, posts to set, beds to fill, and a lot of soil to move, but I just don't have the energy to push that through this week. Rather than rush it, we will pick it up properly next week, and ideally without breaking any more spades. But for now, the first beds are in, and I'm really pleased with them. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Happy gardening.